Nigeria is like a cinema
Why are you watching
where
these movies?
actors who have the wherewithal go to stage their movie, promote
Right.
their movie. When they have made their money, they leave the stage.
It is
Before Bobrisky went to jail, there is a journalist, an investigative journalist, Fisayo Shoyombo, that I've been following on X. He has done an underground job in the Nigerian Correctional Center.
Hello, amazing people. This is your favorite girl, Lima. Of course, your host with the most. It is yet another episode on Time Out with Lima Season 2, proudly brought to you by GAC Infinity Studio. So, in the studio with me today, I have my amazing tutor. I'm supposed to say a short story, you know, right? But then, because of time, so I'll keep it short. So, I have this amazing young man. He was my tutor then in secondary school, and he has a lot of good qualities. I can't start to mention them, but he's a good person. He's an amazing person. He's somebody that I admire his personality a lot. And drum roll, he's here in the studio with me today. Welcome on board, Mr. Solomon.
Thank you.
We are glad to have you in the studio with us today. Like I always tell my guests, please help us introduce yourself properly to the viewers, because I don't want to do that.
Okay, my name is Akinshowon Solomon.
Okay.
I'm popularly called FG.
Okay, federal government. Bring it on, bring it on. Welcome to the studio. According to the theme of the week, we are discussing combating corruption and promoting good governance in Nigeria. So we are all talking about Nigeria today. But then it seems like the discussion of Nigeria, Nigerians, it will never come to an end. So when we talk about corruption, I want you to take me through where you think corruption started from.
All right. Corruption, as we know it, is a means or a way of getting too much than what you needed, or using what you have to get what you want. Let me put it in the Nigerian language.
Okay.
And I cannot categorically tell you the origin or source of corruption in Nigeria, but I can say of a fact that corruption started with our colonial master, the British colonial master. They are the king or the master of corruption. And they transferred the same corruptional traits to our leaders even before we gained political independence.
Nice. So let's talk about the impact of corruption now on public institutions. What's your insight on that?
The impact of corruption on our institutions in Nigeria is multifaceted. And in short, corruption and Nigerians, they are twins. You can't separate corruption from Nigerians because it is like a cancer that has eaten up every part of our institutions. So hardly would you see anyone who is a government official or a public servant that is not corrupt. So from the top to bottom, corruption has eaten deep into our polity, into our institutions. You can't take corruption away from us. It is not possible.
Deep.
It is deep.
But then I feel like this is not just about the government alone. It's about even the citizens. If the citizens are corrupt. Recently, when I was going home, somebody that was like in front of me, his purse fell off, and there are a lot of people behind him. Because we are all going home together. There are a lot of people behind him, and nobody could tell him that, sir, your purse just fell off. So I just feel like it has gotten to a stage in the country where corruption is is on all of us. It's not just about the government. Now, I know that the government has like a larger share in this, but we Nigerians, you don't think we are also part of the problem?
We are part of the problem, and our government enabled corruption to this level. Let me give you an instance. The current president of Argentina, he was sworn in a week or 2 weeks before Tinubu was sworn in. And immediately he came into office, he has reduced the cost of governance in Argentina. He has reduced the cost of governance. So it's everything depends on the leaders. Now we have our roles to play as citizens, but if the people we are looking up to are faithful, they are honest, and they have discipline, they can use the National Orientation Agency (NOA) to reorientate Nigerians on the need we need to, or on why we need to stay away with corruption, and we need to build a country that others can emulate. I can't say there are no corruptions in other countries of the world, but the government has curtailed them. But here in Nigeria, in short, in the helm of governance, that is where corruption is really established. So we have our roles to play. How many of our people here in Nigeria are faithful? Is it faithful in our closet or faithful openly? How many people can say, no, 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 I can't take this. I am here to do my job, and I will do it as and when due. So if we can play our part, then what about the government? They enabled it. And it is not possible that they say the people also are not part of the corrupt system. If they enabled the corruption, that means they facilitated it from them to us. Because governance is from leadership to the people. If the head is good, it will affect the whole body. But whatever affects the head affects every part of it, either negative or positive.
But how do we get here? How do we get
Like I said earlier, that we got here by the colonial master. When you look at the game that happened before we gained independence, you discover that the British government knew from the beginning that if power is given to a particular tribe or group or region, they will dominate others because of how intelligent they were then. But in literature, we say that the pen. I've forgotten this example on. It's not Sinedoki. It's been a while though. That the pen is mightier than the sword. That is, those are intelligent, controls those who fight the war or who carry the instruments of war. It is these people that are using the pen to control those that have the weapons of war, the soldiers, the military, and the rest. Now, they preferred a particular region to rule than the other because they believe if those that are more educated rule, it will expose their own corrupt ways. It will tell Nigerians how the British had siphoned, how the British has misruled, and the likes. But because they want to cover their own, way, they have to give it to a particular tribe so that the educated tribe will be under them. And since then, if you can go through some archives, you'll discover that the British government enabled corruption and they facilitated it. So it is from that time till now. Before we can get the right person to rule this country, it will take time.
You think we can get the right person?
We can.
Right?
Yes, we can. It is possible. It is possible. But we cannot get someone who is 100% clean.
Deep.
Yes, we can't. Because, like I said earlier, corruption, like a cancer, it has taken part. It has eaten deep into our polity. But the right person that will do it may not last.
So you think all the people that have been doing it, they are not the right person?
They are not the right person. They only tried. and did their best. And I must tell you for a fact that the man who would have done a good job couldn't last. That was President Umar Musa. He tried, but because of his ill health as of that time, he couldn't. And when Goodluck took over, corruption was the order of the day under Goodluck.
Why did you say that?
Because people under his administration embezzled a lot. A lot. I could remember Akinshowon, the former minister of petroleum, that had a diamond bra. She had a diamond bra. She uses two golden iPhones. She embezzled a lot. In short, it was not of recent. Maybe earlier this year, a report surfaced that he kept some amount of money with the current government of Niger State. The money is in billions.
What?
The woman is going through stage 3 cancer now in the United Kingdom, and she's begging Tinubu for her to come back home. She's not getting herself. Now, all the money she embezzled, everything has been taken from her. But the one she kept with the current governor of Niger State, which the man has denied, that Alice Madueke has nothing with him. You can imagine, when Jonathan was in power, they were living as if they will never leave office. But here they are today, cancer, this, that. So easy. After Adua, other people, you should Mr. Integrity. Buhari would not even do anything.
What about Tinubu? Do you think he's doing his best? Everybody is doing their best.
Don't let me even go to Tinubu. Because
now everybody go experience this tipping era.
The former minister of humanitarian, Better Edu, within 6 months in office, 44 billion naira has been missing. The woman who handed that over to her under Buhari stole almost 35 billion or more than. You can imagine, you have not spent a year and you say you want to fight corruption. The money kept under your ministry has been siphoned. We were told that 50,000 naira was sent to Nigerians. How many people got this money? How many people?
This money are sent to Nigerians.
The money was just sent randomly.
Yeah.
Because I saw some people sharing it on Twitter that they got the money, but randomly. At least, I can say that 1 million Nigerians got the money. And 44 billion within 3 months.
Oh, zero.
They can't trace it.
It is,
So, this government is not fighting corruption. They are only fighting for their pockets.
it is well. So let's talk about effective anti-corruption measures now that you think are implemented in other countries and can be used here in Nigeria.
Well, Obasanjo created EFCC.
Please be more audible.
Obasanjo, he created EFCC and ICPC, and I could remember Obasanjo used the EFCC, which is an anti-corruption agency, to imprison one of the highest ranking police officers in this country, in the person of Mr. Balogun. Has never happened in Nigeria. But Obasanjo, even though he fought corruption, and we can say there was still corruption under his administration, but he showed workings, not be by for a whole IGP to be arrested and imprisoned. That should send signals to every other, senior officer that this man is not joking.
I don't think that there are some underground working.
But at this point in time, I must be sincere. There are no mechanisms or yardstick that can be used to curtail corruption, because even the anti-corruption agency itself is corrupt. Under Buhari, the acting chairman then,
Acting chairman
of EFCC then, who was assistant commissioner of police, he was acting chairman for 5 years. He was alleged of corruption. After 6 months, this and that. The man was acquitted of the corruption charges. Within 6 months again, he was promoted to be an AIG. So tell me, which agency in Nigeria will fight corruption? If we are to fight corruption, it must start from us, from the leaders. Then the anti-corruption agency must be empowered to be independent in discharging its duties without any political interference. No matter who is involved, they must bring anyone who is culpable of corrupt cases to book.
They heard about the story behind Bobrisky in jail. Sent to jail. She's not sent to jail. She was this. She was there. She was in one apartment. I don't know. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here.
Nigeria is like a cinema.
Why you watching this movie?
Actors who have the wherewithal go to stage their movie, promote their movie. When they have made their money, they leave the stage. Before Bobrisky went to jail, there is a journalist, an investigative journalist, Fisayo Shoyombo, that I've been following on X. He has done an underground job in the Nigerian Correctional Center that influential personalities don't sleep in jail. At least if you have money from 100k, 50k upward, you can sleep in better. You don't even sell. It is like you are just in a place for the meantime that is different from your home. Anything you want, you can get it there. So, did he really go to jail? No. Because Mr. came on Arise TV to debunk the information that was published by the Nigerian Correctional Service that it was a lie that Bobrisky went to jail, that those things they were saying were not true. It was a blatant. This guy did an underground job with evidence.
So did you think there's any other way we can provide solution to all this thing? At least, if not regarding the government, on what is happening in the currently, because in the country rather currently, because everybody is really going through it. I mean, the cost of living is dealing with everybody. So did you think there's a better way to provide solution to all this hardship, to all these things going on in the country?
There are solutions. And the solution is we need overhauling. We need to start from the beginning. Corruption has divided Nigerians. Corruption has divided our politicians. I think the only thing that is bringing Nigerians together now is the name Nigeria. We have ethnic bigotry. We have political sentiment. We have regional-based politicians and politics. Then we have corruption itself. If you trace the Nigerian history from 2027 election that was chaired by Professor Maurice Iwu, the INEC chairman then. Maurice Iwu is one of those corrupt INEC chairmen Nigeria ever produced. After him is this man, Mahmood Yakub. Because I actually worked for INEC in the last year's election for a reason. Being a student of mass communication, then I really want to know how INEC, manipulates the things.
You went to that house there.
That was the reason.
You're not kidding.
That was the reason I applied for that job. And it was obvious results were manipulated.
You're still passionate about this country.
I am because
I'm very much passionate.
Because I teach students the reality about citizenship education.
Right.
We need to overhaul the system. Every government sector is corrupt. Is it the police? Is it the anti-graft agency, EFCC, ICPC, Code of Conduct Bureau, Code of Conduct Tribunal? Is it the judiciary that the current administration has already pocketed. When they tell you go to court, don't go to court. Because the moment you approach the court, the judgment is already waiting. And you can't win.
All right.
People say,
this is Nigeria.
Many of us that are following particular political candidates, that I don't want to mention his name on this program, that we are naive of what happened in the past. We read history. We saw what happened in the past.
Yeah.
But for us to get Nigeria working again, we need overhauling. We need the right person to be in that position. Then we need reorientation. Believe me, everybody is running elter skelter to look forward to it at this point in time.
Yeah, you're right.
And the people that are in governance, they don't even care whether you have eaten or not. Can imagine the presidency wants to cut the cost of governance, is buying all the most expensive cars, innovating the house.
Sometimes I ask myself, don't they get the news?
The VP that the Professor Shiba they use that told President Buhari that no, this house is still in good condition. They budgeted 21 billion for renovation. 21 billion. And you are saying you want to fight corruption. You bought a 5 billion yacht. You bought jets of 150 billion and you want to cut corruption. How do you cut? You start from yourself. I'm still using President of Argentina as an example. He replaces the ministerialist, first of all, piano. The next thing is that some areas where there are no, he cuts it. The man doesn't fly first class. It's economy. But here, the person is traveling, you will see encourage. You will see this, you will see that. As yesterday in the news, President Tinubu merged some ministries, then he sacked at least 5 ministers, and he was saying that a minister should not travel more than 3 cars. I do not think that will work. Because the minister alone will travel nothing more than 21 convoy. Kilode. Why? George Prime Minister Holland, he rides his bicycle to work. Former British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak rides his bicycle
you think we can do all this in Nigeria? Definitely not.
No, because everything they are clamoring for, they are longing after is ephemeral. It is for a while. And power is transient. You can't be there forever.
Right.
They should ask India Army of Uganda, was he there forever? They should ask Mobutu Seseko, was he there forever? So one day they will leave. Now the matter has left. He is regretting every wrong step he took then. He said if he had known, he would have done the right thing. But he's regretting it now. So very soon, they too will leave. But what do we need to correct this thing? It starts from the leaders. When the leaders show workings, it's not about talking. Yes.
They are very passionate about the problem of this country. You voted in the last election.
I couldn't vote because I was working with INEC.
Okay.
I couldn't vote.
Or if you were to vote, then who would you have voted for?
I'm a staunch supporter of Peter Obi. Let me just make it clear now. APC is a party that cannot take Nigeria to the next level. Entirety. Yes.
You are so certain.
We can't deceive ourselves. I have them in my church. I have them in school. They are everywhere. Even with what is happening, they are still supporting. You can imagine. The cost of food. We have food insecurity. We have insecurity. We have insurgency, kidnappings. The economy has downturned. Almost all baby companies are leaving Nigeria.
Right.
So how do we make this country work? And every day they embezzle money.
Companies are laying staff off.
They are laying staff off. They are moving to Ghana. They are moving to SA, South Africa. They are moving to Argentina. Egypt. They are going to Tanzania. So tell me, how do we get this country work again if we have leaders who don't care? Can you imagine they are paying 70,000 minimum wage?
Yeah.
It's not enough in this current economic situation.
Right.
Transportation is high, food is high, this
Electricity
is
bill.
high. Exactly.
That one is even crazy.
So I don't want to say we need revolution, but we need overhauling. But if it will not come easy, then it will come by force.
Who are the people going to do it by force? Do we have them?
That is a problem. The NSAS has taught us a great lesson. I learned a lot during NSAS. A lot. And even with the NSAS protest, what has changed?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing has changed. People that suffered during the NSAS were not compensated. Justice was not given. Government still covered everything, thinking we don't know, but we do. We know what happened. We know what went down under the canals. Thank God I was part of NSAS. Yes, I was part and parcel, and I was tweeting, I was WhatsApping, I was talking to people.
Yeah.
Yes, NSAS taught us a great lesson, and for us to push such a thing again, I'm sure it will come unannounced, like the thing that happened in August. No, this one will just come unannounced, and it will be like a wildfire. It will spread from Lagos to Abuja to Cross River to Delta to Kano to Sokoto. So that's how it will just. You know how NSAS started. From Lagos was starting. The SARS stopped killing our youth and all this. From there, it's moved to Abuja. From Abuja to Ibadan in Oyo State, and that was how it moved across. In short, the country felt that something happened in 2020 October.
And personally, I don't think such a thing can happen again.
It can happen, and it will happen very soon. Yes,
that's also a thing.
I am in short, just because Yoruba will say, "Etobani akin da igbo." I told my wife, I said, you are saying I should not.
Right.
We are not fighting for ourselves, but for our children. Can you imagine this week, this administration has borrowed $2.5 billion from IMF. Now, this is the money they can't pay in the next 2, 4, 5, 10 years. So that means children that are yet to be born are owing.
Right.
Those that are born already are owing. So we are borrowing less than 7 trillion debt. The other net 32 trillion plus for Buhari less than 7. Now, within a month,
what are the people that are going to clear all of that?
Tinubu took it from 77 to 88.
Kilode,
and they are still borrowing. And as we borrow, this affects our economy.
The beautiful ones are yet to be born now.
They are already
we don't want to pay all the debt.
They are owing.
It is raw.
They are owing.
It is raw. Oshimada has said it that no economy can tolerate, the amount of corruption in Nigeria.
And you know, as other first world countries don't borrow, they do. US borrow, China borrows, but they pay. But what we are doing is that we are using basic debt to repay basic. We use 90% of the gains we make from everything that God has given us to pay.
Yeah, from our revenue,
Father not did. I have this interview on my phone. He did something this year. The Nigerian makes $9 billion from gold.
From what?
Gold.
Gold.
Yes. Now calculate that in naira.
I stopped reading news. I hope I will get back to that. I sincerely stopped reading news. When I just see some headlines like
God so blessed. God so blessed us. God blessed us. But like I said, our colonial master are the genesis of this problem. The British scattered Nigeria the same way Belgian government did in Congo. Congo is not settled as we speak. Do you know that France gets coal from Niger as they are to power their electricity? They stopped it. Then the Nigerian military government also asked French soldiers to leave Niger. Now that alone affected President Macron and the entire French government. That we are in trouble.
Right.
They tried every means, but they said no. That for how long do we keep this country on its knees? Do you know that 60% of Nigerian gains are kept in France Central Bank? Can imagine. They release 60 to them, I mean 40 to them. The 40, they will even tell them how to use it. This code we're talking about is what France uses to power the entire country. Now it has been stopped. Now they are saying that they will not allow civilian government until they change everything. They change everything. So we need the same thing. I am not an advocate of military rule, but we just need to overhaul the system. Every institution in Nigeria is corrupt. Is corrupt.
Thank you, FG, federal government. It is well because you know so much about them. But thank you for sharing this beautiful insight on this topic. Thank you for coming all out. It's not easy because you have mentioned names, you have said some things about. It is well. We'll get there. We'll get there. That solution will happen. And you are so certain. You also believe we can do it. Even if not this generation, at least the coming generation.
We will do it this generation.
This is what everybody is focusing on. What to eat.
They are already pushing people to the wall.
Right. Like I understand.
And when you push a person to the wall and faces you, you are in trouble.
Right.
So things must go worst before it can get better.
True.
So like Bible said as what? The kingdom of God suffers violence. Only those are what? Violence can take it by force. So we can't take it by mere talking. We must show workings, action. So we need action. If they see a level of seriousness and determined soul. This is what happened in Venezuela this year. Hey, President Maduro. Ojapa. When he wanted to overrule the election results, the people came out all out. He ordered the military to shoot at sight. But when they saw the magnitude
of the people that comes out,
the police went on their knees and surrendered their weapons. The military did the same. I said, okay, we are joining you in this cause. They removed their uniform and joined them. The man flew out. The same thing happened in which country again? In Asia, that the prime minister ran away.
I'm learning.
It was during that August protest. I'm trying to remember the name of the country. The woman ran away. They said enough is enough. Okay, how many will the soldiers kill? Yes, for him to die. If it is for a good cause, for our children and children's children, we're ready to die.
Right.
The woman ran away. So we are still playing.
Nigerian government, the social work is maybe by church.
How many will the police kill? If you know the social work in Lagos. Lagos is one of the most populated cities in the world, if not number 6. At least within 1 to 10. So if we have 26 million population in Lagos, how many is the entire Lagos police command?
Right.
Are they up to 1 million?
No, definitely not.
So how many is the entire armed forces? Nigeria used to have the largest army in Africa. Though we are still within 1 to 5, but the armed forces have been overstretched since Boko Haram started. So, but how many will they kill? If, according to UN, we are 212 plus, if at least 150 million can come out, how many will they kill? As we speak, we don't have the statistics of people living in Nigeria. The last census was in 2006.
But why did they stop the census though? Why did they stop?
Do you know that I also applied for enumerator last year for census?
I trust you can. You have to
It's not because I can.
I trust
I
you
have
can.
everything on my phone.
Hey.
Why you
What
wanted
are
to
they?
do this?
What do I want to do with all of that?
No. Census will help us to know the people that we have and to plan. At least every 10 years, a
I don't
working
understand why they
country.
stopped.
A working country should conduct census every 10 years. There will be increase in what? In the number. But since 2006, under Obasanjo, till date, no census have been conducted. Why? So, NBS, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, cannot tell us that we have this exact number of people living in Nigeria. They can't tell us the number of infants. Those are born. 0. They can't tell us the number of pregnant women. They can't tell us those are from age 0 to 5, 6 to 12, 12 to 18.
How do they have all these small details?
18 to...
How do they want to?
But in every country, we have the database. US, we surely have. And they do. Germany, they have. Britain, they have. We don't have. We'll not be saying we have about 190 million, we have about 200 million, we have about 220 million. What is the exact number of Nigerians living in Nigeria? We don't know.
Deep.
So the government is not, should I say they are not working? They are not working. Because if they are working by now, an average Nigerian should be able to what? To eat 3 square meals. At times I eat half one.
Half one.
At times 0.01. Because I have children.
Right.
I have a wife. Right. I have sisters that will say hello. Anything for us.
You have your students. It is. I hope they can do something about it.
I don't have hope in this government. Their slogan is renewed hope, but it is renewed hopelessness.
Why does that sound funny?
You will know from the day one Mahmoud announced him. Why should you announce a result in the middle of the night? 4
Why? Yeah, right.
The same thing happened in Gabon that made the military to take over. In Gabon, a father ruled Gabon for more than 40 years. His son was ruling for the past 9 years. And they have properties across the country, all over the world. And Gabon is still on the same spot. The military took over that night from Ali Bongo. Ali Bongo ruled Gabon for more than 9 years. No improvement. You announced Tinubu at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. By the time the day will break fully, everyone was what? Silence. No jubilation. And you are saying renewed hope. So when the hope is bleak, it's not shining. On door with the laptop.
Very good.
This now. Let's see the fact. There's no we are not seeing.
Easy. Slow down.
There's no hope. Slow down in this government.
Slow down.
Buhari, do you know how much I campaigned for Buhari in 2015? With all his political manifestos. In short, I had headache that Buhari would turn Nigeria around. But when Buhari came, Mr. Integrity, the corruption under Buhari.
This is where I can feel your pain.
No. How do I convince my students that they should still hope in Nigeria? A lot of people are what? Traveling out. If I can have my way to Shafe, I'm going with 1,000 naira. Just breakfast, it is gone. Yeah. And that is our what? Highest denomination. Hardly can you see American highest denomination anywhere. Hardly can you see it. What you can see is $1, $100, and the rest. But the highest denomination, you can't see it anymore because you are a big person, but our own once you buy rice, this. When I was normal in school, something is trending on Twitter now that in the past, about 20 years ago, food allowance then was 10 naira, 15 naira. I was collecting 5 naira. 5 naira. 5 naira, I would buy rice, 2 naira. Yes. Macaroni, 50 kobo. Beans, 50 kobo.
Right.
Meat 2 naira or 1 naira. When I was in the my food allowance was 10 naira. I would spend 5 naira at home, bring 5 naira at school. Now 10 naira is useless.
Belly.
15 naira is
No,
useless.
my grandfather used to say that during his time, if you have 200 naira,
Ah,
that you are the richest.
under Abacha, 15 naira
Yeah, the
was our
richest.
highest denomination now under Abacha. And the economy was still stable. You can hardly see people holding 15 naira there under Abacha because it was our highest. But now, you can imagine there I was collecting 10 naira. 10 naira. When I got to JS1, after some time, my dad increased it to 30 naira. I'll buy bread and beans, 70 naira.
Mhm.
The remaining 8 naira, man, not there. I will keep the rest in my polo. We were spending coins. We were using coins to buy sweets, buy things, buy this one now. In 2006, government of OBG, they changed the face of the coin to bronze. Now the coin is useless. America still spends cents. When you remove 1 cent from American population, is over 300 million. It is money now. Now, what is our 150 kobo and 1 naira? Any country that doesn't spend all these kind of coins, things should be very hard. Because with cents, you can buy things.
Right.
But can you buy anything now with 50 kobo or 1 naira? No. Even a child of 6 months now, you can't give him or her 10 naira. You throw it back at you. My son is a year 6 months. You can't give him 20 naira or 50 naira. You won't collect it. You will do like this.
Their price start from 200.
You will do like this. You won't even look at it. Why? Because the currency is useless.
Right.
It's useless. We are borrowing. The economy has been plunged. Nothing is working, and you want the currency, our currency to gain value. For where it can't gain value. So Nigeria is not in God's hands. Nigeria is in our hands.
So,
God has given us the power. So we need to use our political power, political sovereignty to take to make this country better.
Thank you so much, Mr. Solomon. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much for sharing this beautiful insight. God bless you.
Amen.
From all of us, I've learned so much. You have said so much, so I don't even know where to start from. But thank you for coming. From myself and all the production crew of Time Out with Lima, we want to say a very big thank you for coming on this show today and giving it your all. God bless you. We really appreciate. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you know the drill. Please subscribe now, like, drop a comment, and share the link. God bless you.